Hey there, Chef D Malfi here, and welcome to Plant-Based Made Easy. Today is day 2 of featuring recipes right out of my new monthly Plant-Based Made Easy October cookbook. This is issue 3. I'm very excited. Here's the front cover of this month's cookbook, in case you're wondering. This is an amazing list of wonderful recipes, grocery lists, clickable links for you can actually buy equipment and ingredients right from the cookbook. And everything is going to lead you to feeling more confident in the kitchen. Today is our lunch day, after all. Tuesdays we make lunch, and so today we're going to be making MISO Greens and Beans Bowl. I love a MISO Greens and Beans Bowl. It's basically taking any grains and any greens and any beans and putting them together in a delicious tossed cabbage vinaigrette with miso and rice wine vinegar. Let me show you how, all right? So the first thing that we want to do is we want to make our dressing. It's really simple. This is super flavorful and it has a ton of umami. And that's a really kind of fancy word for a sixth taste bud that we have. That's actually the thing that creates sort of a savory, rounded experience on our taste palate. And it really is something that we crave a lot from food. Ever notice when you have something bland, you say it's missing something, and you try to add salt and you try to add sugar, or you try to add different ingredients, maybe some sour elements, and nothing is right? Well, try adding an umami element if you can. And umami really comes from soy sauce. It comes from miso, which we're going to talk about. So let's actually get right into it. I love miso, you guys. Miso is a staple ingredient, especially if you're plant-based and you're more whole food focused. It's also a staple ingredient in any well-stocked pantry because it's going to give you a savory umami flavor and a saltiness that you really can't get from anything else. And obviously, it's all plant-based. So what is it? Miso is soy that's been fermented, and it looks like this paste. It's been ground up into a paste form. There's multiple types of miso that you can get. My favorite is white miso, and I'll show you in the overhead cam. I'll show you front cam and overhead. I'll do a little split screen. And I use this brand called Cold Mountain. There's a lot of different companies and brands out there. I try not to buy anything that's overly expensive. I actually have a wonderful miso product on my Amazon influencer page in the ingredient list. So if you're curious about purchasing from my list, go ahead and do that. You can shop around. It doesn't matter to me if you buy or not. I just want you to feel like you have everything set up right there on my dashboard on Amazon in case you wanted to purchase these ingredients. Sometimes in certain countries, in certain communities, in certain states around the United States, it can be harder to find miso. So I don't know if it's hard for you to find it, but if it is, Amazon's going to be your friend. So white miso here is got a really mellow flavor. It's great for marinades. It's great for salad dressings. It's great for even like taking and like glazing vegetables and things like that. Soy, tofu, tempeh, seitan. Lots of great uses for miso. So let's make our sesame miso dressing. It's really simple. The first thing that I want to do is grab 1/4 cup of this white miso, and I'm going to do everything right in my overhead bowl here. And so you can follow along with me. I'm going to take 1/4 cup, and I'm really going to be good about measuring this. And this recipe for the miso sesame dressing, it's going to make more than you actually need for to put together your bowl. So you'll have extra dressing that you can use throughout the week. So 1/4 cup. One more thing about the miso. It comes with this little piece of paper. Don't throw that away, okay? This is going to help this not oxidize. It's really important to put it right back on top, just like you would to keep guacamole from going brown. You would put like maybe a paper towel or a piece of plastic wrap right on top. Same thing applies to miso. It's fermented, it's living. You want to keep as much air out of it as possible. And this should go right back into the refrigerator. So we place that down. Stay cool, miso. All right. Next thing that we need is a little rice wine vinegar. I'm going to use Maruchan organic seasoned rice wine vinegar. It's the classic. It's kind of the staple. This is totally organic. It's really great. I love this stuff. It's really great for just like dipping radishes and carrots. It's a wonderful way to enjoy like vegetables as a side dip. Just simple. I'm going to use 1/3 cup. Throw that right in. And now I also want a little olive oil. Oops. And I'm using olive oil specifically to get that olivey flavor just slightly. But if you didn't want to use olive oil, you could use avocado oil, which is a lighter oil. Grapeseed oil would work fine. I'm going to use olive though. I really want the really important omega-3 and 6 fatty acids. So I'm going to use 1/4 cup. Ooh, I hope I have enough. Let's see. I think I will. I think I'm just going to make it. Yep. Oh my gosh. Truly. I just made it. 1/4 cup. I did not plan that. That was perfect. Remind me, I have to fill this up later. All right, the next thing I need is a little tamari. Tamari is a gluten-free soy sauce. It's really good stuff, you guys. It has a richer flavor. It's really yummy, and you can find it right next to soy sauce, generally on the shelf at the market. If you can't find this tamari, another gluten-free option would be liquid aminos, which I really, really like. It says gluten-free right on here, and it says also natural soy sauce alternative. It's really good stuff. It's very salty. It's very umami-y. It's yummy. So either one. I think I'm going to go with 3 tablespoons of tamari, and I am going to measure it out with my tablespoon. 1.
Oh, people say hi.
Hi, Margaret. Hi, Diane. Hi, Mom. Hi, Tita. Good to see everyone. Thank you for being here. All right, 3 tablespoons goes right in. You can see this is going to be rich. It's going to be so delicious. And then last but not least, we need some nuttiness. We added a little fruitiness with the olive oil, but now let's add nuttiness. I'm going to use a little sesame oil. And in my case, organic toasted sesame oil. I adore this stuff. I had a question that came up this week. Do you cook with sesame oil? The truth is you really shouldn't, not very often. The reason being is because usually sesame oil is sold toasted, meaning it has like a flavor element from the toasted seeds itself. You can see it right here. It says toasted right here on the label. And when we cook with sesame oil, toasted or untoasted, doesn't matter. What we're doing is it doesn't have a high smoke point. So we are actually creating volatile cyclic amines, and it's basically the cellular compound. The structure changes when we cook on high heat, and the structure of cooking oil that is not that it basically has a low smoke point, not a high smoke point, it disturbs the oil and it makes it kind of toxic for our body. You know, when you grill a piece of anything and it gets those grill marks, or you use liquid smoke or any of these kind of smoky elements, all of the char or the liquid smoke or anything like that, that is taking something from like a healthy element and then like charring it and making it a little bit less healthy. Now, in moderation, of course, this is great. And we all love a little grilled mark on our food, right? But we want to really be careful to not use the wrong oil in a high cooking method. So toasted sesame oil or regular sesame oil is really not good for stir frying and frying or pan frying or anything like that. It's really not good for sauteing or anything like that. It's best used as a garnish or a finishing oil, and perfect for marinades and dressings. I love it as a salad dressing. It's fantastic, especially with rice wine vinegar. So now you can see I'm using my whisk, and I'm just taking my time with it because I don't want to get my t-shirt oily. And I really just want to whisk this until it's nice and smooth. I'm not going to use all of the dressing here. I'm only going to use about 1/4 cup. Okay, now I can kind of speed it up because I have most of the lumps, the big lumps taken care of. Now smooth out the rest. You can also make this in a mason jar and then close it with a screw top and then give it a shake, shake, shake. It's a really great way to bring this together. I just wanted you to be able to see all of the elements. So I'm doing it open in a bowl just like this. And this is it. This is your sesame miso dressing. Really, really good stuff. Notice we didn't add any salt. We don't need to add any salt because all of the ingredients here have very high sodium levels. So we don't need to add to it. I'm going to just taste it though. Oh, wow. It's really nice. It's got like almost like a sweet flavor too. The miso has like a mellow kind of sweetness to it. It's perfect. I'm going to put this aside. Claudia Sandoval, good to see you. Hola, chef. I'm so excited to see you here. Thank you for being here. You guys, Claudia is one of my good friends. I love you, chef. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you're doing. I love that you're being so positive during this time. Let me just tell you, sister, I love your positivity all day long. I see you supporting people. You're awesome. Big kiss, big hug. Thank you. All right, now let's do the greens and the beans portion, yeah? So I'm gonna take some cabbage here. I'm gonna shred this up. And I have some beautiful, this is just organic cabbage that I got at the market, you guys. I love getting organic cabbage, small heads. They tend to be sweeter and really delicious. I'm just gonna take like a big wedge. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shred this. Now, a full recipe is 4 to 5 cups. That makes about 4 servings. So you can serve a family of 4 with this MISO greens and beans bowl. But I'm gonna just do 1 bowl. Perfect, that looks great. Now I can go the other way and just kind of like make sure it's double chopped. Make this easy for you to eat. You know, like Chinese chicken salad or chicken salad without, Chinese salad without chicken, in my case, you know, when it's like small little bits of cabbage, it's really good that way. So this looks fantastic. I think I'll just put it right in this bowl. Oh man, Claudia, you just made my day, lady. Thank you. You're a good friend. All right, I'm also going to use a carrot. I want to just contrast all these green colors and flavors with a little sweetness of carrot. I have taken the top and the bottom off. Now I just want to take my Y peeler, my vegetable peeler, and just peel it. Take the outside off. And then what you want to do is you want to run your your vegetable peeler over it again, capturing little ribbons. So you guys can see, I'm going to use this bowl and just kind of like grab them here. And this makes a really delicate, beautiful kind of ribbon carrot. It's going to be easy to eat, easy to crunch, nice and perfect with all these other elements. The size matters. So we want to make sure that everything has a very similar size so that we can grab everything all in one bite. Yeah? You with me? Makes sense, right? Like we really want to eat everything as one, especially in a dish like this. It all comes together really nicely. All right, that's, I think, all I need. 3 small carrots for a full recipe. And then I'm going to use a little sugar snap peas. Let me grab my compost bin, excuse me. And I'm using sugar snap peas, but you can use any green bean. Haricot vert works, which are French green beans. They're little tiny ones. Snow peas, which are really flat. And then truly any of the green beans, fantastic. I have these sugar snap peas, and what I did is I chopped them, but I forgot one, clearly. I'm going to just slice it on the bias or on the diagonal, and you have these beautiful pieces. Again, I want everything to sort of match in size. See what I mean? This is going to be really easy for my fork to grab it and my belly to enjoy all of it all at once. Yum. All right, now I need some grains. You can use any grains that you want. I liked cooked couscous or cooked brown rice. I think I'm going to use brown rice today. And then I want, of course, my beans. Now, beans, this is the star of the show. This is the protein. It's the iron. It's the folate. It's going to help you feel fueled and fired up all day long. I love beans. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, you know the rest. You're going to use any bean that you want. I really like any kind of colorful bean in this recipe to make it kind of stand out, okay? I'm using black-eyed peas today. You could use adzuki beans. You could use navy beans, which I have here, or any of the classic beans like garbanzo beans, kidney beans, any of them. I would recommend probably not the pinto bean or the black bean, although black bean might work, actually. I take that back, but maybe not the pinto bean. It tends to kind of blend together, and it will not add any delicious flavor element. So I'm going to use black-eyed peas. I think my 2 favorite are black-eyed peas and adzuki beans. If you can get your hands on any of the cans that say black-eyed peas or adzuki beans with no salt added, you're in for a really delicious beans and greens bowl, my friends. So I have them here, black-eyed peas coming at you. I did not rinse or drain these. I kept them in their juice because I'm only going to use a little bit. And black-eyed peas, I think, are better off stored in their juices. All right, so I'm just going to use a few scoops for my bowl, but the rest I'm going to save for later. And then last but certainly not least, we need a little herb. Yeah, we need a little bit more of that herbaceous yumminess. We have a little bit of the green herbiness from the cabbage, but it's not an herb. So we need to add a little bit more. I'm going to use cilantro. I have some fresh cilantro. Here's what I have to say about this. You know the drill if you've been with me. I take this cilantro and parsley and any of my soft herbs like basil, any of this stuff. I keep it in a glass container, like a mason jar. I fill it with water and I change that water every few days. And then I hold it in my refrigerator with a bag right on top, like a little hat. And what that does is that was a sad way of showing you how it goes. Right on top, just like this, right? You saw how I took it off. This is going to keep it from oxidizing, from wilting. Sometimes the refrigerator coldness coolness. The refrigerator temperature can actually disrupt the freshness and the vibrancy of the herbs because they're so tender and soft. And so keeping a bag over it is kind of like a humid, nice little kind of nice humid. What am I thinking? Case. I don't know. I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean, right? It's like a bundle. Greenhouse. It's like a little greenhouse. Exactly. I'm going to take my kitchen shears. I'm going to remove some of the cilantro, and I just want a couple sprigs. I think, like whatever, 2 tablespoons or so. And I use these kitchen shears just for the kitchen and mostly just for herbs for cutting them. Okay, I'm going to put my herbs aside. Greenhouse. Thank you, lady. But it's actually not a greenhouse because we're not growing in soil. So I think that you're right. Actually, you're always right. All right, let's go. Yeah, let's do a question. All right, this comes from my mother. How many measuring servings a day is needed? Measured servings a day is needed. Does tofu count as a bean? Yes, tofu counts as a bean. And remember, if you go back last week, you guys, a couple weeks ago, I made the daily dozen smoothie. And on that day, I actually showed that you need 12 servings of the most important fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, tubers, that Dr. Greger calls the most foundational for our health. And in terms of the bean category, you want 3 servings of beans per day. So in this case, we have bean category is being fulfilled by our black beans, and bean category is also being fulfilled a little bit by our miso, because that is made from soybeans. Can't really say that the bean category is being fulfilled by the tamari because this is just the liquid. There's no fiber intact. Does that make sense? So 3 servings of beans, yes, tempeh and soy and tofu and miso, all of that counts as part of your beans. Thank you for asking the question. All right. That's right. Claudia says it's a hydroponic greenhouse. Yes, sister, that's exactly what it is. I think we're ready, you guys. Let's plate. I'm going to grab a little bowl and look, I got some new beautiful bowls. I love it. Thank you. Look at this. Gorgeous. I just want you to show you the like blue speckles. IKEA, baby. All right, let's build our bowl. First thing that we want to do is we want to take some of the greens out, and we want to actually toss them, the greens and the carrots as well as the peas. Toss them in 1/4 cup of your dressing. 1/4 of a cup of your dressing is going to go right over the top. Perfect. And you want to dress it first. Super important. Don't try to just like drizzle on the dressing. It won't be as flavorful, I'm telling you. Now at this point, you can fold in the cilantro. And you guys, I'm not even going to like chop it. I want to keep it as whole as possible. I might just kind of like quickly chop with my fingers. And then add some sesame seeds if you want for added fiber and protein. I have some roasted sesame seeds here. I absolutely love these. I'm just going to add about 2 tablespoons. But remember, I'm making 1 portion, so about half for me. Perfect. And this is going to add a nice nuttiness as well. This looks really, really good. All right, I don't need to toss my beans. My beans are going to be great, but I want to start by plating. I'll start by plating my brown rice. Your brown rice is your serving of whole grains for the day, BT dubs, by the way. That's what that means. I want 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup. It really depends on how hungry you are. I want some mighty beans. Let's do the beans first. Let's do the black-eyed peas on the side here. 1/2 cup is a serving for beans. Flavortastic. That looks really good already. And I haven't even added the delicious cabbage carrot mixture. I'm going to add that to this side. You're basically separating your bowl into 3 parts. Separate it into 3 parts and just fill it up like full. Enjoy a moundful of these ingredients. You're going to thank me later. Promise. All right, last but not least, we need 1 more green element. You know what I'm going for. The California Hass avocado. You have to add the Hass avocado. It's so important because it's going to add a butteriness. It's going to add a richness and a buttery quality that you are going to love. It's definitely going to fit with all of the rest of the elements, the beans as well as the dressing. I'm just going to use 1/2 And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it in half and then peel it. You guys don't see me do that very often, but I'm showing you that you can with really ripe avocado. Just slice it and then peel it back. And what this does, peeps, is it removes all of that lime green inside of the skin. Remember, that's the most nutrient dense part of the aguacate. And then you want to place it down on your cutting board. And I want to just give it a nice thin slice. You can dice it up. You can truly do kind of whatever you want. That actually might be perfect. Fan it out. Plate it. She pretty. Take a look, you guys. Miso greens and beans bowl coming at you, ready for lunch. I hope this looks as good to you as it does to me. Yum. Fantastic. If you wanted, of course, you could drizzle it with more dressing. I don't really think it's necessary. Maybe you might to add a little bit of sesame seeds. Sure. I might just dress that ab with little sesame seeds. This looks fantastic. I really hope that you guys will try this recipe. Trust me, this one's really good. Now, I know I say that about all my recipes, but I'm telling you, this one is very special. I think there's something about the miso and the beans that is like a match made in heaven, not a typical combination that I think that people automatically gravitate towards. But try it. Try it for yourself, and I promise you, you will thank me. I'm just going to get a little bit of everything in a nice big bite here. And I truly want everything. A little carrot, a little sugar snap pea, black-eyed peas, everything. Yum. Wait, I want to give this food a little gratitude. Thank you so much, food. Thank you so much, God. I'm so grateful for this day. Yes, lunch is served. So darn delicious. Please try this, you guys. Man, I could eat 2 bowls of that truly and be totally satisfied. Listen, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in the world for me individually. I know for you as well. I know for politics. I know for the state of our civil sanity and our serenity. I'm really with you guys. I'm really hoping that these recipes will serve you and help you to feel your best. Please take into consideration your health during this time. Make good choices. Use these recipes. You guys, this is a guide for you. I've made this for you because I want you to feel your best and thrive. I know that I want that for you because I want that for me. And so we're in this together. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. And please come back for more if you're interested in more cooking and more fun. Tomorrow I'm going to be back for our dinner. I'm going to be making Asian-style chickpea tacos. They're really delicious. And I hope that you'll consider checking out this book. If you are, the link is right here. You guys know the drill. I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Ciao for now. Peace, guys.